Day 12. I'm standing in a grocery store, doing math in my head, because I have exactly 400 rupees left in my wants category, and it's not even the middle of the month yet. I thought I had my spending under control. Turns out I had no idea where my money was actually going, so I decided to find out. I gave myself one rule: the 50-30-20 budget, and 30 days to follow it. No cheating. What happened wasn't what I expected, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether this budget would actually work for you or completely wreck your month like it almost did mine. Okay, quick context, in case you haven't heard of this rule before. The 50-30-20 budget splits your take-home income into 3 simple buckets. 50% goes to needs: rent, groceries, bills, transport, the stuff you can't skip. 30% goes to wants: eating out, entertainment, shopping, anything that's a choice, not a requirement. And 20% goes straight to savings or paying off debt. On paper, it sounds almost too simple. No spreadsheets, no complicated categories, just 3 numbers. That's exactly why I wanted to test it, because if something this basic actually works, it's the kind of thing anyone watching this could start using tomorrow. So here's what I did. I took my monthly income, split it exactly into those 3 percentages, moved the money into separate accounts on day 1, and forced myself to live inside those limits for 30 full days. No dipping into savings to cover a bad week. No excuses. Week 1 felt easy. Almost suspiciously easy. I paid rent, groceries, and bills straight out of my needs bucket, and it barely made a dent. I still had a comfortable cushion left in there. My wants money felt like free spending cash, and I treated it that way. Coffee out with a friend, a new pair of shoes I didn't really need, a few food delivery orders because I didn't feel like cooking. By day 7, I genuinely thought, this is easy, I'm basically a budgeting expert now. Looking back, that confidence was the problem. I wasn't tracking each purchase against the bucket in real time. I was just spending and assuming I was fine. And that gap between assuming and actually checking, that's exactly where week 2 caught up with me. Week 2 is when the math stopped being theoretical. I checked my wants category on day 9, expecting plenty left. I had less than 20% of it remaining, and we weren't even halfway through the month. Turns out, all those small purchases from week 1, the coffees, the delivery orders, the impulse buy, they added up a lot faster than they felt like they were adding up in the moment. Nothing individually felt expensive. Together, they'd already eaten most of my 30%. This is honestly the biggest lesson from the entire month, and it's one almost nobody tells you clearly. The 50-30-20 rule doesn't fail because the percentages are wrong. It fails because most of us have no idea how much our small, forgettable purchases actually cost until we're forced to watch a number shrink in real time. So starting day 10, I did something I hadn't done before. I started logging every single purchase the moment I made it, not at the end of the week. Just a simple note on my phone. Amount, category, done. That one habit changed everything for the rest of the month. Week 3 is where the experiment actually started working the way it was supposed to. Once I could see my wants money shrinking in real time, my behavior changed automatically. I didn't need willpower, I needed visibility. When I could see I had 600 rupees left in that bucket for the next 9 days, ordering food suddenly felt like a real decision, not a default one. I started cooking more, not because I forced myself to, but because the number made the trade-off obvious. I still spent on things I enjoyed. I'm not going to pretend I lived like a monk for 3 weeks. But I spent on fewer things, more intentionally. 1 dinner out with a friend instead of 3. 1 purchase I actually planned for, instead of 5 small ones I barely remember making. By day 21, for the first time all month, I finished the week with money still sitting in my wants bucket. Not much, but something. Week 4, I mostly just held steady. The habit from week 3 carried through: check the number before I spend, not after. So here's how the full month actually broke down. My needs bucket, the 50%, came in almost exactly on target. No surprises there, because rent and bills don't really fluctuate much. My wants bucket, the 30%, I went over by roughly 12% in the first half of the month, and then came in under budget for the second half, which balanced it out almost perfectly by day 30. And the 20% for savings, that one I'm genuinely proud of. I didn't touch it once, even during the rocky week 2 stretch. because I'd moved it into a separate account on day one and never even had easy access to it in daily spending. That last part matters more than people think. The reason my savings survived a messy month wasn't discipline. It was that the money was physically somewhere I couldn't casually spend it. If you're thinking about trying this yourself, and you want more real, no-fluff experiments like this one, budgeting methods, saving challenges, actually testing the advice everyone gives instead of just repeating it, subscribe and turn on notifications. I run one of these experiments every month, and next time, we're testing something a lot more extreme. So, would I recommend the 50-30-20 rule? Honestly, yes, but with one adjustment, and it's the same one that saved my month. Don't just split the percentages and hope for the best. Track your wants spending in real time, every single day, not at the end of the week. That's the difference between this rule working smoothly and this rule blowing up on you by day 12 like it almost did to me. Second thing, move your savings percentage out of reach immediately. Separate account, automatic transfer, whatever makes it inconvenient to touch. The 20% that survived my whole month wasn't the result of good decisions. It was the result of removing the decision entirely. And third, the first week will lie to you. It'll feel easy because you haven't seen the real cost of your small habits yet. Don't trust week 1. Trust week 3 once the pattern actually shows itself. If you're a beginner trying to get control of your money without building a complicated spreadsheet system, this rule genuinely works. It's just not as passive as it sounds on paper. 30 days ago, I had no real idea where my money was going every month. Now, I can tell you almost exactly what I spent on groceries versus takeout. How much of my wants money actually goes to small, forgettable purchases, and how much I can realistically save without feeling like I'm depriving myself. That's the actual value of doing something like this for 30 days instead of just reading about it. The numbers stop being theoretical, and they start being your actual life. So that's the 50-30-20 rule, 30 days, completely honest results. If you try it yourself, I'd genuinely like to know how week 2 treats you. Drop it in the comments. And if you thought this month was uncomfortable, next time I'm doing something a lot harder, a full no-spend month, where wants isn't 30%. It's 0. I'll see you in that one.